Turn to the debate in the Senate over the nomination of Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court. Washington Journal has talked with both Republicans and Democratic senators on this program about their thoughts on the nomination. And today, joining us from Capitol Hill is Senator Sen Cramer, Republican of North Dakota. Senator, how do you plan to vote tonight on the nomination of Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court?
Well, thanks for having me. And I feel a strong obligation to the people of North Dakota, and it'll be a great pleasure to vote to confirm Judge Amy Coney Barrett as an Associate Justice to the Supreme Court. And your viewers may recall, if they were following the race 2 years ago, I ran against a Democratic incumbent in a blue wave, and I just happened to, of course, be on the ballot campaigning just weeks before the Judge Kavanaugh fiasco began. And we were literally in the middle of a race against a Democrat where the issues of the day were things like law and order as it relates to sanctuary cities, other immigration issues, and of course even we had a strong pro-life message in our campaign that was really resonating with voters. But as soon as Democrats started attacking Brett Kavanaugh and his family and his character and his reputation with fabrications and falsehoods rather than facts, everything shifted in North Dakota to now it was all about the Supreme Court. And that's not just me, that was our polling showed that was the #1 issue. And my Democratic opponent voted to oppose Brett Kavanaugh. She raised a whole bunch of money overnight doing it, and I beat her by double digits. So this really is a moment for me from which I would not shrink, because the people of North Dakota would be outraged if I were to do that.
Do you have any concerns, though, at all about voting for any nominee 8 days before an election?
No, because imagine if I said to my constituents in North Dakota, look, I know you all sent me here to help put smart conservatives on the Supreme Court, and I know we've been given this opportunity shortly before the election, but gee, maybe I should just wait and see if Joe Biden wins so that he could name the Supreme Court justice. I mean, I'd be recalled, and rightfully so. So not only do I have no concerns, I'm grateful that we have this moment and this opportunity, and I'm certainly, like I said, not going to shrink from it, but rather step up to it.
Do you agree with the process in place for nominating judges to the Supreme Court? Would you like to see any reforms?
No, not at all. I think that the role of the Senate obviously is in the Constitution. How that role plays out, the rules of the Senate are the Senate's. The numbers of Supreme Court justices are a matter of law, not a matter of the Constitution. But it is a law that has been around for 150 years. It has survived the test of time. It's been challenged from time to time, as you know, and tradition and just practicality has led to a 9-member Supreme Court. So some of the reforms that I hear our Democratic friends talking about, I just think are nonsense. The ultimate reform, remember, we are self-governed as a country. That means elections have consequences, and you can exercise, if you will, reforms by going to the ballot or going to the polls, or voting by mail, or voting really early, or whatever works for you in your particular circumstance. But that's where we have the debates about policies, not with the Supreme Court.
What did you hear from Judge Barrett, or what about her record do you like?
Yeah, great question, because I wasn't, as I just said, this is my first one. This is the first time I get to vote for a Supreme Court nominee, and I wasn't in the Senate when Judge Barrett became Judge Barrett, when she was nominated to the 7th Circuit. So I wasn't as familiar with her record. Certainly, she's been in the wings for a long time. She's been a very high-profile circuit judge, awaiting really for this moment and this opportunity. But it was really not until my conversation with her that I was completely comfortable. And I focused specifically on the role of states and the role of federalism, because I've seen in my, first of all, 6 years in the House and then now 2 years in the Senate, and even prior to that as a state regulator, I've seen the federal government get larger and larger and impose more and more of its overreach on our oversight at the state level. So 10 years as a regulator, I oftentimes saw the federal government imposing its mediocrity on North Dakota's excellence and resented it, and so do the people of North Dakota. Now, there are big issues like waters of the U.S. and the Clean Power Plan, but there are many, many, many other issues at the bureaucratic level where the federal government is always overstepping its bounds, and the court has been the only thing that has defended states' rights and states' sovereignty. So for me, I really focus my discussion with her on what she sees as the role of states in this cooperative federalism that we are experimenting with as the freest country in the world. And I was very satisfied with her grasp of the issue and certainly her commitment to federalism as a jurist.
Senator Cramer, are you hearing that the vote will take place tonight around 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time?
I am. I mean, we voted on and passed up cloture at about 1, I guess the vote was at 1 o'clock, it probably wrapped up about 1:30 yesterday afternoon. That means fast forward 30 hours, that's the amount of time required under Senate rules, or at least allowed under Senate rules for debate, post-cloture debate, assuming that the Democrats take all 30 hours to give speeches on the floor, and it appears that they are, at least at this point. I think with Brett Kavanaugh, they had 30 hours and they only used 25 of them, but about 7:30 would be the latest we'd have to vote on it. It appears we have at least 52 Republicans of the 53 that will vote to confirm Judge Amy Coney Barrett, and I would expect she'll be sworn in within hours after that, because as you know, they're in the middle of session right now over at the Supreme Court. I'm sure they'd like to have a fully seated, fully robed Supreme Court, and it'd be a pleasure for her to be the ninth one.
Have you received an invitation to that swearing in over at the White House?
I have.
You have, and so you're expecting it today?
I am.
All right. Well, Senator Cramer, we thank you for the conversation this morning, Republican of North Dakota. Appreciate your time.
I appreciate you. Thanks for the opportunity.